All right, we are joined now by Kyle Larson, who's driving the 17 from McLaren. And I mean, sorry, man, let's call a spade, kind of like the biggest story of the month. Is that getting old yet, or are you okay with it?
So far, I'm okay with it. I think I'm enjoying the experience. I think everybody else is enjoying my experience as well. So I think it's cool. I do, feel a bit like Danica, with cameras following me all the time. But other than that, it's fine.
Did you have many expectations coming into this experience, or were you kind of coming in just sort of with an open mind and whatever happened?
Yeah, I would say with an open mind. I didn't have like necessarily any goals other than, which we haven't got to race, but, finish the race,
Right.
all that. I didn't really know where we would qualify or anything like that. I just wanted to get kind of like comfortable with things. And I think having that open-mindedness, kind of has helped me, keep calm and not expect too much out of this whole, 2 weeks. But
It takes some of the pressure off, right?
yeah, exactly. Like I haven't really put any pressure on myself, so I've been pretty relaxed, and I feel like it's all gone well.
You've talked a lot about TK being a big help in this. What role has he really played, and how pivotal has his involvement been in the success that you've had already?
Yeah, for me, what's been beneficial, I think, is like, I'm new to this, and there's a lot of data and all of that, and that data is being fed to me by a lot of people who've never driven an Indy car. So, and then listening to media and all that, like, oh, these are gonna be the craziest cars you've ever driven, and like, but Tony's been like really good at like, it's just another race car.
Yeah,
like it's just like calm down, basically like keeping me calm, like don't listen to them or whatever, trust your feel sort of thing. So that's been good, because I think if I didn't have him, maybe I would overthink some things, maybe I would rely on that data a little too much, and then not adapt to the car at my own pace.
A lot of people are asking me, I get asked this question on your behalf of like, what's the physicality and the mental strain of doing 500 miles here and then 600 miles back in Charlotte? Obviously, I can't really speak to it. So my question is more, what is the plan for in between in terms of hydration, getting fed, getting rested?
Mm-hmm.
What have you kind of put in place with your team about how you're going to take care of Kyle in between the two races?
Yeah, in between, and hopefully everything goes smooth.
Of course, yeah.
But
no rain.
Yeah. No, I think it would look a lot like what we did, this past weekend after qualifying. Get on the helicopter to the airport. I had a nice kind of bowl sort of meal on the plane. I did not have an IV or anything going to the All-Star race, but I will probably have one, I think, before the 600. And then, helicopter, to the track from the Concord Airport, which would be like a 2-minute ride. But, and then go race. So, I think I've been trying to, like, get decent sleep and eat okay, throughout the last couple of years, but especially the last couple of weeks. But, I think just staying ahead of like the hydration and stuff. And two, I mean, it depends on what the weather will be like as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's not too hot, that'll help. These things can get pretty stinking hot.
Yeah, I've been surprised though. I've been surprised it's not.
Well, compared to what you're used to, right?
Yeah,
we all complained when the air screen came on, but
yeah,
still.
But no, I was. I thought that maybe it would be really hot. Listening to people talk, which it is hot, like just sitting when you're just sitting on pit road baking, and you don't have like helmet airflow and all that. But as soon as I get rolling, like it's nice. It's nice. Our cup cars are crazy hot.
Yeah, I can only imagine the difference. So you kind of mentioned last week in qualifying, you hop out of your Indy car, you fly to Charlotte for the All-Star race. Congrats, by the way. Fourth place. Good job. I imagine it's all pretty second nature when you just kind of jump into something that you're so familiar with. But after doing, a full week of practice here and all the things through qualifying weekend, was there anything that you sort of had to remind yourself, hey, don't do this or do that because it's been different from what you do here?
No, not really. I think I was surprised with myself, because like as soon as the green flag dropped, I felt like really good.
Right at home.
Like I hadn't made a lap of practice. I hadn't done anything, and it was basically a brand new racetrack for me, because it went from having extremely old pavement last year to repaving the whole thing. But like I was passing cars on the first lap, so I was happy with myself in that. And I think just going all the cars that I race, and I do jump into a lot of different cars throughout the week and even on the same day, that I don't know, my brain is kind of adapted to that. And like when I've raced a cup car now for a long time.
Right.
So, it's in a way, sort of like riding a bike when you get out of an Indy car, still getting into a stock car. It didn't take long.
Yeah.
So I hope Charlotte's the same. I think Charlotte's a more difficult track than North Wilkesboro because you're worried about the aerodynamics and it's really bumpy and slicker. North Wilkesboro had a lot of grip, so that helps you kind of get comfortable quickly as well.
Right. When you're back in the Cup garage, when you chopper in last minute for the All-Star race, is there a lot of questions from the other guys? Are they really curious about what you're doing?
Yeah, so I only got to talk to just a handful of them during like driver intros, but most everybody was just more like congratulating me. I've had drivers, because I've done some testing and stuff. They've asked me questions and stuff, but then like we were all kind of getting ready to go on the track, so they didn't ask too many questions, but more so a lot of people just coming up saying congrats, which I thought was really cool. And two, like, had to drop to the back of the field on the pace lap. So everybody, driving by is like revving their engines up. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Has anybody, or if anybody hasn't, do you think anybody from your experience and the success that you've had, are you piquing the interest maybe of some of the other Cup guys of trying to do the double?
I hope so. I hope more guys will do it. I would love for guys from this side, be able to come and run with us. I feel like it's always typically been like a NASCAR guy coming over, but I think for both, I think they would be surprised at how more similar the two cars are than what you would think.
Right.
Especially, I think, coming from a stock car to an Indy car might be a little bit easier of a transition, but I think after my experience and me being able to tell them, like, man, it's really not like crazy different, I think more people will hopefully try to do it.
Very cool. Well, we hope for no rain, and we hope for a strong, successful run for you, and thanks so much for stopping by.
Yep, thank you.
Best of luck. Cheers.
Thanks.